Welcome back. We, 31 female and 33 male, have been married for the last year and together for 2. They've been blissful years, and although my husband has always been the kindest and most considerate man that I've ever been in a relationship with, he has never been able to meet my sexual needs. I've always had an adventurous streak when it comes to sex. In my high school and college years, I've had a lot of adventurous sex and experimented a lot. But as my 20s were drawing to a close, I had an epiphany. I realized I did not want to waste the rest of my life sucking dick. So I cleaned myself up, got a proper job, and settled down with my wonderful husband. I'm sure you can guess where this is headed. Unsurprisingly, soon enough, I realized that any chance of me and my husband having the kind of sex that I have been having most of my life would be nil. To my credit, I've tried various methods to avoid seeking satisfaction outside of our marriage, such as self-pleasure using toys and even exploring alternative options like having my husband wear a male strap-on. Unfortunately, he still lacked the desire, drive, and libido that I so craved. At this point, I was getting frustrated, and as a result of this frustration, I eventually reached out to an ex-friend with benefits and started to sleep with him. On several occasions, we reconnected with some of our former gang, and recreated some of our treasured moments as well. This went on for several months, and I skipped work several days a month without my husband's knowledge to spend at his place. During this time, I experienced a level of sexual satisfaction that my husband simply cannot compare to. However, unbeknownst to me, my husband has been on my case. He had discovered that I had been skipping work and was spending my day at someplace else, before coming home in the evening. Last week, while I was leaving the ex-friend with benefits apartment with another girl, I was met with my husband in the parking lot, waiting for me to come out. I don't know how long he had been lying in waiting for me just to catch me in the act, but in the end, it paid off, I guess. I broke down, but I had nothing to say in my defense. He drove me home in silence while I kept trying to explain, and once we arrived, he went to his room and shut the door. He emerged the next day, and we talked. He said he didn't want to know anything, and whatever I had to say had stopped to matter since the moment I went outside of our marriage. He said he wanted me to go to a hotel, that he didn't want me in the house anymore, that I was unholy now. He said that I had been holy to him. I was his wife, and he knew I'd be the mother of his child, but not anymore. I broke down upon hearing that. It was the moment that I realized the full extent of what I had done. I've since moved out because it's the least I could do to ease his pain. However, I'm constantly overwhelmed with guilt now. I confided in a friend about my situation, but she was completely unempathetic about my situation. She said I created this myself and I'm an awful person. So now I hesitate to confide in anybody else, fearing they'll have the same reaction. I would greatly appreciate any advice on how to alleviate this situation. I cannot emphasize how much I do not want to separate from my husband. It might sound bad, but I don't want to lose face. I live an upper-class lifestyle, something I never envisioned would be possible. I love the life I've built with my husband. We have a great 4-bedroom house in a great neighborhood and 2 new Audis that I love very much. Plus, I also have a lot of student loans, though I never completed my degree. And my husband has been the one helping me pay off that as well. So divorce is most certainly not an option. I do not want to restart my life from nothing again. I know the gravity of what I did, I really do, but I'm sure there's still a way, so please help me, God. In light of these circumstances, I believe it would be best for you to end the relationship and allow your partner to find someone who's more mature and ready for a committed and trustworthy partnership. It's evident that you're not in a place to provide that level of commitment. If you choose to remain in the relationship, there's a high likelihood that you may repeat your actions and cheat on him once again. Ending the relationship would give you the freedom to pursue casual encounters without the burden of guilt, allowing both you and your partner to move on and find more suitable matches in terms of emotional readiness and commitment. Comments. You've sought attention and validation from multiple men and used your relationships as a way to compensate for something that was lacking in your childhood. It appears that you didn't receive sufficient emotional support, which has affected your self-esteem. As a result, you've relied on your appearance and the ability to attract men to feel a sense of self-worth. While cheating can be addressed and repaired, it's crucial to address the underlying cause. You now understand the root of your behavior. To demonstrate your commitment to change, it's important to show your husband that you're taking proactive steps to deal with it directly. Seeking therapy would be a valuable step towards personal growth and transformation. Let him see the effort you're going to take to fix yourself just to be in this marriage. If he still doesn't deem you worthy, then he's not worthy of you either. Story 2. Myself, female 25. Boyfriend, male 21, dating for 1 year. Last night, I cheated on my boyfriend, and I woke up this morning in the other man's bed. I instantly hated myself at the realization and wanted to wish for a time machine. The guy I slept with is an old crush friend that I met up with last night to go to party with. I wanted to just have fun and go crazy, I guess. This past month, I started to feel super jealous of my boyfriend's female friends. I even went so far as to ask him to end all the friendships. All this guilt is settling in, and I'm realizing I was in the wrong. My boyfriend has a couple female friends that he shares mutual hobbies with, and he isn't flirty or anything with any of them. It's very platonic. Me, on the other hand, I have my share of male friends, and I guess I'm flirty with them, and I guess I do kind of teeter on that boundary line between friendship and more so. I'm realizing most of my male friends are just hot guys who like to party and don't really want to be just friends. They aren't friends when compared to the friendships of my boyfriend and his female friends who share common nerdy hobbies and have fun together and help each other out. I shouldn't have been the jealous one. I don't know how my boyfriend didn't feel jealous. I guess he trusted me. My boyfriend had an ex that cheated on him before we met, and he had some trust issues in the beginning of our relationship. But he tried really hard with me to get over that hump, and we grew so much closer after doing so. He broke up with her when it happened, but she wanted him back, and while he did forgive her, he thought she hadn't changed. He knew I had a destructive relationship past. I've cheated a couple times and I have been cheated on. Even with this, he still trusted me. He trusted me to never cheat, but I did. I feel like a piece of garbage right now. I just wanted to clear my head of all these jealous feelings, and instead I'm ruining our relationship. I'm scared of telling him. I'm scared of losing the man I love, the only guy who truly cared for me. I don't deserve him, and after typing this out and rereading it, I feel it cements that thought. He's an amazing guy who's interesting, caring, a fabulous lover, my other half. I don't want to be without him. I'm gonna tell him when I go over to his place for lunch today. I guess the purpose of this is just to vent or practice telling him what I did. All I can do is hope he can forgive me. Anyone have a relationship that survived or was rekindled after cheating occurred? Engaging with hot guys who have no genuine interest in being your friend and going out with the intention of making your partner jealous because of his friendships with other women indicates that you may have been seeking an excuse to cheat. It appears that you are self-destructive in your behavior. While it's important for your partner to know the truth, I would advise being cautious in how you approach the conversation. His trust issues are likely to worsen, and he deserves a fair chance at happiness with someone else. Perhaps even someone you might consider a nerdy girl. Comments. What I find almost as bad as the cheating is the double standard you've set in your relationship. You had a huge problem with him having female friends despite not being flirty at all. All the while, you teeter on that boundary line between friendship and more so with hot single guys who like to party and don't want to just be friends. There's no justification for that ideology. That's crazy and controlling at the highest level. I'm not sure what you're looking for with this post, if this isn't a troll. What do you expect? At least you have the decency to tell him, I'll give you that. But I agree with others who suggest therapy and that this guy could do a lot better. You obviously can't control your urges, so you either need to try something to fix it, i.e. therapy, or stay out of a relationship so you don't hurt someone else you care about. Okay, first, your relationship is over. Please don't try to drag it out. Save your guy the heartache and end it. It'll work out better for both of you. You seem to show remorse for your actions, so it appears you recognize at least on a theoretical intellectual level that what you did was wrong. However, it seems your behavior has not really changed, as you admit to cheating in the past, and now you've done it again. Your thoughts, if any, are not being translated into action. Perhaps you're afraid of commitment and are self-sabotaging your relationships. Perhaps you just don't place a lot of value in fidelity. You need to ask yourself where the issue is and fix it, so that your values become translated into real everyday actions. You will probably need the help of a therapist.